Hello, subscribers. A few days ago, I had a debate with some atheists over the topic of morality, and I decided in order to help them out and future conversations, I would make a video explaining the issue in a simple, easy to understand way. Now, this video is not about whether morality is objective or subjective. That's pretty much not even up for debate. If you ever want to say that something is wrong or right, morally speaking, then you've presupposed objective morality. No, this video is about this idea that some people have that if morality is subjective for God, then it must be the case for everyone. But this simply does not follow. I think a big problem with these kind of conversations is that the words objective and subjective lose their meaning. And we get to the point where it's like, wait, what were we talking about? At least for me anyway. So I'm gonna use a less slippery way to describe the two possibilities. Instead of objective, I'll just say matter of fact, and instead of subjective, I'll just say matter of opinion. This should get rid of all the definitional issues. Nobody should be complaining that the other person is not defining objective and subjective correctly, because matter of fact and matter of opinion is correct. And I don't think anybody will have a misunderstanding of it and get confused. Now that we have that said, if you want to claim that because morality is a matter of opinion for God, then it must also be a matter of opinion for man, then you must bite the bullet and say the laws of physics are also just a matter of opinion, because God decided what those laws would be. All of existence is a product of God's mind. God's opinion formed the cosmos. This is a good reason why it's logically impossible for God to lie. It doesn't guarantee that it's impossible for him to lie, but it does mean it's impossible for him to be wrong, and is a logical reason for his omniscience. This means that every opinion God holds is, by the very nature of being God's opinion, a matter of fact. See, before anything existed, we just had God, and his opinion along with him. His opinion is just as eternal as he is. So, before there were any facts about the laws of physics, or any facts about right and wrong, or any other facts, before any of those facts could exist, God had opinions about those facts. But they weren't facts yet because they didn't exist. But God's opinion about them did. And then from that opinion, he made the laws of physics, morality, and everything else. Every fact in the universe. The only fact you could say he didn't create was himself. God is just a brute fact. But literally, every other fact comes from God's opinion. God's opinions are facts. Wait. I'm coming back from post-editing because I've got more things I wanted to say about this, and I didn't want to leave it for a pinned comment. First, someone could ask, does God consider X a fact? As if to imply that if it's a fact for him, then it's not his opinion. But it can be both, and we can see this in our own lives. Every day, we treat our own opinions as fact. This is why we get upset or annoyed that someone else doesn't share the same opinion. It's like they're telling you black is white, and you just want to know what's wrong with them. It is a fact that green is the best color. Now, if you pressed me on that, I would probably have to admit that it's just my opinion. But there is no just my opinion with God. He's God. If he says there is a best color, then there is. He would be the one to know. He created them all. For this reason, I don't think God has a favorite color, because if he did, then it would seem as matter of fact as any moral law or law of logic. Another problem someone could have is, could God have chosen a different morality? To answer this one, I'll switch to laws of logic. The laws of logic are a representation of the way God thinks about everything. So the law of non-contradiction is true because God does not contradict himself. He thinks in non-contradictory terms. So it's hard to imagine the laws of logic being just his opinion, and Maybe in this case it would actually go deeper than an opinion, but how would you know if God could have chosen different laws of logic or not? It's hard to imagine a world where the law of non-contradiction doesn't exist. I'd say impossible, in fact. But that's because we live in this world, where the law does exist. If we lived in a world without the law, we could probably have a law of contradiction and think that a world without contradictions is just impossible. Of course, then we'd have to contradict ourselves and think it is possible, but hopefully you get the point.